Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. It's me Anil and we are in the series of online electronic shopping system using ASP.NET. This is the part 26. In today's video, we are going to see how to implement multi-vendors functionality. And in previous video, we have seen view details page, that is part 25. So guys, let's get started. So first of all, we need to create one table, that is role table. So this is our database shopping DB. So we have taken two columns for this table. First one is role ID, second one is role name. Make the role ID as primary key, and in properties of role ID column, set the identity is equals to true. Make it yes. Click on save. Give the table name as role. Okay. So our role table has been created. You can see here. Now we need to update two tables. So let's see the first one, that is record table, in which user registration record is there. So we need to add one new column, that is role ID. Save it. So a new column has been added. Now the second table, we need to add one column, that is in the product one table. Here also we need to add role ID column. Save it. But here in record table, the column which we have added, that is role ID, in that column we have to give the default value. Here I want to give the default value as 3. Will let you know why I am taking the value as 3 here for a default value for the column of role ID in the record table. Now click on save. So in role table we need to add some data. If the first one is admin, second is vendor, third one is user. That's it. You can take admin or administrator, what do you want. The first name of role. So just we need to do this in database. Now we'll switch to Visual Studio. Now go to admin master page, adminmaster.cs page. In master page, I've added some code in the page load event. So let's see what I have done here. In notice postback, it will check if it is if the server has, if the request has not been posted to the server by the user through browser, then it will going to check the session of the username. If it is equal to null and the session of the role is equal to null, then it will redirect the user, sorry, admin. Here user means admin, because here it's a admin panel, right? So here the user is admin, so it will check the condition. If it is null, both the session, that is username and the role, then it will redirect the admin to the login page. Okay, after that, so I have taken here one integer variable of name user type, in which I am storing this value of session of role by converting it into integer, as the value in the session contains is integer. Okay, after that, we need to check the value of the user type variable. If it is equal to 1, if it is equals to 1, then it will change the image 1 image through the image URL property. It will change to image banner. And else, and in else if part, if it is the user type variable has value 2, okay, then it will change the image URL to multi-vendor PNG. Let me show you first that where is that image 1. In admin.master page, I have taken here the image here. Let me show in design, we'll have a clear picture. Here, this image, at previous I have added this image, okay, but now I have changed it, because when the vendor is going to log in, it will going to change the image of this admin master page. If admin login, then image will going to change. So as per the logins of the user, the image will go to change accordingly. Okay, so that's what I am done here. And here, if the user type, after that, here in if condition, again I have taken if the user type is equals to 2, then the btn category, but should be visible false, and btn update status button should be visible false. Okay, so let's see the ID of this btn category as well as the btn update status, where it is from. So let's go to the admin master. In the design page, you can see here btn category, here the ID for this button, and btn update status, these two button ID I have taken here in this page, that is the CS page of the admin master. Why I have taken this? Because when vendors log in, he should not be, he or she should not be able to click this button, that is add category or update status. So we want to make it hidden for the vendor, so vendors will only see those buttons, that is add product, update product and log out, that's it. And even if he tries to go to add category page or update status page through the URL by typing the your name in the URL like this, like this. So he will be redirected to the login page again. So that's what functionality I have done here. After that, go to login page, login express.cs page. I'm repli- I'm replacing this code with this new one. Okay, let me do changes for this pages for this page. Then we'll explain what I have done. Okay. So what I have done here. So let's see. I have taken here session of username that will be not equal to null. That means the session will be there. And I have taken here another session of user type which is contains integer value. So I have to convert it into integer format. Okay. Then I am checking the condition that it equals to 1. So here is AND operator between both the session here. So it will going to check that this session of username and the session of this user type both should not be null and this should be equal to 1. So based on this condition, if it matches, then it will going to redirect the user admin to the admin home page. Otherwise it will going to execute the else if part where I've taken the session of username that will not equal to null and the session of user type if equal to 2. So the first and the second will be the same. Here the difference is I have taken the user type here for the first user, that is the admin. This condition is for the admin. If he is admin, then he will be redirected to the admin home page. In the second condition, it will check that if the user type is equal to 2, that means it is the vendor. This user type is a vendor, so it based on that it will going to redirect the vendor to the admin home page. And the other condition, that is in else if, here it will check the session of the username should not be null. If then it will going to redirect to the default page. That means the other user, that means the normal user who have who has reached this page by mistake or through the URL, then he will be redirected to the default page. That means here simply we can say only admin and the vendors can access here and will go to the admin home page, and based on the user type the buttons will go to display there. If it is admin login, then it will going to show all the buttons for the admin. If it is the vendor type user login, then it will going to hide two buttons, that is add product and update status of a product. And here I have made changes here that in the if condition, if it is the admin login, then I have here pass the session of role with the value as 1, because the in role table the id of the admin is 1, so I pass the value here 1 for the session of role here. In here else if condition, it's the same as the previous. I have changed here that I have taken this if part and the rest of code I have put it in the else block. Okay, so let's see in the if part what I have taken here. I have first checked that the role id which is coming from this data table, that is coming from this query, right? So it will going to check from that if it is the column of role id has contains the 2, that means if it is uh, vendor, then it will going to create the session of username, which is the email id of the vendor will store in this username. Then it will going to create the session of role, which is going to coming from this data tables role id column. After that it will rewrite the vendors to the admin home page. Okay, or if it is not the admin, sorry, if it is not the vendor, okay, then in else part it will going to take the username from the text box and will store in the session of username, and will take the role id, will store in the session of role, and will make the session by items equals to null, as it is the same as the previous one, just I have added this new line for the session of role. Okay, so that's we have make changes for this page, so save it. So now go to another page, that is admin home page. Here remove this code as to instead of static welcome text to the admin, we want to give the dynamic welcome for the corresponding user login. Okay, if the admin logins, then he will be welcome to the admin. If the vendors login, it will be welcome to the vendors. Okay, so first of all we have to take here one label. So for that we have to stop the debug mode. So in from toolbox take one label, and we need to add some properties to it. Remove this text property, because we are going to assign the text property dynamically to the .cs page, the code behind page of this admin home page. So I have added here some property like font bold is equals to font size is equals to large, and I have given the css class that I have given the margin top is equal to 10 pixels. From top it will take 10 pixel space from the top. Okay, so that's it here. Now let's go to this the code behind page for this from view code option here. So I am replacing this previous code from the new one. So let's see what I have taken here. So here it's check that here if any request is not posted to the server, then it will going to execute this if part inside here. So in here if condition, it will going to check the session of the username if equal to not equal to null, and the session of the role is not equal to null, then it will be redirected to the login page. If the both session are null, then it will going to redirect the user or admin to the login page, or else in else part I have taken here label. I have given the text to a label that is welcome. After that, here again I have taken here one if condition, and in that condition we are going to check the session of role if it is equal to 1, and it is a integer of the session. The value contains session is an integer format, so we need to convert it to integer. So here it will be, if it is 1, that means if it is admin, then it will going to add or concatenate the admin text to this welcome, so it will become welcome admin. So this both text will going to display in the label 1. Okay, after that, if it is not match this condition for the first one, that is if block, then it will going to execute the else if part, where it will going to check that the role session of role id is equals to 1, the session of role is equals to 2. That means this should be a vendor. Okay, so if it is a vendor, then we need to add the vendor, then it will going to concatenate with this welcome, it will concatenate the vendor, so it will going to appear as welcome vendor to the vendor. Okay, after login, if both condition will not match, then it will going to execute the else part, where it will redirect the user to the default page. That means he is not the admin nor a vendor, so he will be a normal user. Okay, so we need to redirect the user to the default page where all the product is being displayed, right? So save it. Now go to add category page. So let's see what I have make changes here. So first of all, it will going to check the session of username is equal to null, then it will redirect the user or admin to the not user vendors and the admin, both of them. For both it will going to check this condition. If it is null, then it will redirect them to the login page, or in else if part, it will going to check if the role of the session value contains equals to 2. So the value contains in the session of role is in integer format, so we need to convert it into integer. And the value, if it contains 2, that means the if it is vendor, the second id of role that is the for vendor. If it is vendor, then it will redirect the vendor to the admin home page. If it is in else if part, if it is id is 3, that means the normal user. Okay, then he will be redirect to the default page. So first of all, you are going to check the if username is null, that means user is not login, then it will be ready to the login page, and it will going to check here if the role is not null and it contains the value 2, that is the vendor. For vendor, it will go to redirect the vendor to the admin home page, and the if it is 3, that is the normal user, then it will redirect the user to the default page. Okay, so let just that's it for this page. Let's save it. Now we have to see add product page, add product.cs page here. So I have done here that if the session of the user name is equal to null and the session of role is equal to null, then it will be redirected to the login page, or else if it will going to check if the session of role is equal to 3, that means if it is normal user who has logged in here, then we will make it go to default page. Okay, so that's it here. And and here all this code we have to place it inside the if block. We have to take here if condition. So I'm just cutting it here from here onto paste here. So now all the content of this button click event is inside the if condition. And one more thing we have to do here, that can see this is the inside query for the product one table. So we need to make changes here, that one extra column that we have just added in this video, that role id for the product one table, right? So we need to pass that column as well, right? So just add the that that will going to come from this session of role. Let's check the name of the session. It is role. Yes, it's role. So that's it. We have to make changes here. So what I've taken here, if condition, when the user when the vendors or admin click on the button for adding the new product, right? That at that time it will go to check that the session of the username should not be null and the session of the role should not be null. So if both the condition matches are true, then it will going to execute the code inside it. Okay, and for inserting here, as we have modified the columns inside the product one table, so based on that we have to add here new columns data that we have to pass it here. Okay, save it. Now we have to make changes in update products. Update products dot cs page here. So here so let's see what I have make changes in this page update products. So first of all we have done changes in page load event. Here it will going to check that the session of the username, if it is null, and the session of the role, if it is null, then if both condition matches, then it will going to redirect to the login page. Or else if it will going to check that the session of role is equals to 3, if it is matches, that means it is a user and it's a normal user. So we need to redirect it to the login sorry, default page. Okay, and that's it for here. No other changes that we have done. And here in show product function we have made some changes. I have taken here string variable of name condition, and here I have taken the if condition. If the session of role is equals to 2, as its value contains integer, we need to convert into integer format. If it is matches, that means it's a vendor, and it's a vendor, so we need to make a query here where email is equals to the session of username, okay, and the role id is equals to the id contains in the session of role. If it is, or else it will going to make the this connections value empty. No value is added here in this variable condition, okay. So here, and we have make some changes here. So I have added this part here. So what we'll do here, it will going to check here, select star from product 1, and the value contains in it will come from based on the condition. If it is the vendor login, then it will going to form the query select star from product 1 where email is equals to vendor email and the role id of the vendor. So based on that it will form the query. If it is not vendor, that means it's the admin, right? So you know that this update product page will going to access by two users only, that is the vendor, another is the admin. So if it is vendor, then after this query it will going to concatenate this query as well, okay. If it is the admin, then it will not going to concatenate any query inside this query. So this will be the query for the admin to going to execute, okay. So that's it here. And where we have make changes in this drop down selection change index, drop down selected index change event, we have made some changes where it is here in else part I have added this code, okay, and makes changes here also. I've added this condition here. So here the same process that we have done in the above function. So product function that we have seen just now, yeah, so product function, so we have done same here. So here I've taken the variable string variable condition, and here we're going to check the session of role. If it is equal to 2, then that is vendor, right? If it is a vendor, then it will going to add this line of query to this query. It will going to concrete after this query, okay. So let's see what is it, what it's the query forms here. An email, that is will go to, value of email will going to come from this session username, and role id will going to come from this session role, okay. If it is not the vendor, that means it is a admin. So for that admin it will want to not going to concatenate any value from here, okay. So when it will form query for the vendors, so it will form like this: select star from product 1 where p category is equals to this, the value contains in it, that is the category name, and the value contains here is an email is equals to this, and role id is equals to this, and this query will going to form for the vendors. And if it is what we can say admin, then it will going to form just simply this query: select star from product 1 where p category is equals to this, and as it is doesn't contain any value inside, so here we're going to get nothing. So the query will be till here, okay, for the admin. I hope you got it, okay. So just save it. Now we have to make some changes on update status page. Update status .xps.cs page, okay. So here I'm pasting the changes. So what I have changes here, here it will going to check the session of the username is equal to null, that means user is not login, then it will be redirected to the login page. If it is login, then it will going to check the role id. If it matches to the 2, that is it's a vendor, then it will redirect to the admin home page. Or if it is a normal user, then it will be redirect to the default page. That's it. We have make changes here. Now another one thing we have not done, that is inside the register page where we have to make some changes. Let's open the register page. No, we don't need to make changes uh, because here in the insert query for this, the registration which will going to save the record data in record table. As we have make modification to the record table, you can see here record. Yeah, we have added this new column role id, so we need to pass it here one column extra for this value for the role id, right? But we don't, as we have modified that column as we have given the default value for this column. If you can see here, where is the record here? For this column role id, I have passed the default value 3. That means if if I didn't pass any value for this role id column, it will going to add by default 3 value inside this column. If I pass any value to it, then it will going to take that value, or else it will going to insert 3 as default value to this column. So I am not going to pass any value, so it will going to take 3, that is a normal user login or registration. So let me tell you the whole process, how it works. Multi vendor process. If a vendor if anyone to become a vendor, then he first of all he need to register, right? So he will be going to, or he or she will be going to register to our shopping web project or website, right? After he has login, uh, but while registering, that person will be as a normal user. He can't access to the admin panel or vendor panel, right? It's a normal user, so like a other normal user, he will be able to purchase any product from our website or project, right? But as he want to become a vendor, so he will be contact to the administrator or admin for this purpose. After that, after the confirmation the admin has got, then he will be going to update the role id for that user. It will going to make it 2. It will update the this role id for this user as a 2. That means now he is a vendor. He is officially a vendor, and now he will go get the rights of vendor panel, where he will be able to add product as well as update those products. So let's log in here. So let's first register a new vendor here. So I will be okay. We want to register for new user as a vendor. So first we need to register here that user. So I am going to, let's give it vendor. The first name and the last name I'm going to give it as 1. That's it, is vendor 1 for me. Then I will provide the email as vendor 1 at gmail.com, and I will make it gender as male, address I will be given anything, and phone number, let's give us demo phone number, and the password, then confirm password. Now register it. Okay, we need to remove this @ from here. so it got executed. So this user has been registered and has been now is a normal user who can log in and view all product as well as he can purchase that product, right? So now let's log in and check if it is a when he's registered for the first time, then after login where he will be redirected to the which page. Okay, let's check that what's happened to it. Okay, so I am logging with the email of the this new user. So now it's a normal user, so he will be redirected to the product page where all products is present. Now after he will after contacting to the admin, now admin will go to update the role id for this user. Okay, and he will make this user as a vendor. So for doing that, we need to take our new page that where we will going to show the users and where admin were able to update the users role id. Okay, for that we're going to see in the next video how to do that. For now I am going to update from the database. Here this user has been logged in and the role id is 3, that is normal user. So I'm making it 2, so it will be a normal user, right? So I'm making here a 3 as it is a normal user login. So the new user is now vendor as the id of 2 is a vendor. You can check here the 2 id 2 is a vendor. Okay, so now if the user login with that id, where he will be going to redirect, let's check it. Now he has been redirected to this new page, but we don't have this image. Okay, let me add that image first. Okay, let's check which image was, what is the name that image that we have used. That will be in admin master page, master.cs page. Okay, that is that page. Let's check it from here. We have open admin master.cs. Here it's a multi-vendor.png image. Multi m here. I'm just copying it from here and going to paste in our project. I think don't get to paste here as I am running this project, so we need to stop it. Now we can paste that image in this folder. Okay, so let's save it, run it. So let's log in here and check with the vendor email id. Now it's perfectly redirect to the vendor panel. Here this image has been changed as the previous image that is for admin, now it's for vendor. You can read the text in the image multi-vendor marketplace. So here you can see the two other buttons has been removed. You can see only three buttons, that is add product, update and logout. As in admin panel we have got five buttons. The one first button is, that is uh, for adding category, that is add category page, and the before the logout one another button is there, that is for update status, but that's for admin, not for the vendor. So we have removed that button if the vendor is logged in this panel. Okay, so and here we have changed the welcome text for this vendor. If it is vendor, it will go to welcome vendor. If it is admin, it will welcome the admin, right? Now he will be able to update, oh sorry, add the product. So let's do it by adding a new product. Okay, let's add the camera, so laptop. Let's add it. Let's give the price for it. Quantity, let's add it. So our product has been added, you can see here, so it's been reflected here. Now vendor want to go back to this uh, vendor panel. For that he has to first log out and then re-log in it. He will be redirected to that page, or else he can type in the URL as admin home, so it will be redirected to this page. Or simply vendors can log out and re-log in again, so he will be uh, able to come back to the vendor panel. So here now vendor has added one product, right? So he will be going to display only one product for him. So let's check, as he didn't have any product for the, okay, let me debug it. As here one product should should be here to display for this vendor, as he has added the new product, right? So let's check in the database whether changes has been done or not in the product one table. So okay, here, so product has been added here, right? Let's debug it. Which page? Update product page. Okay, so here reload it, press F10. So it's a login of vendor, so it's id2. So here condition will be here where email is equals to, and okay, so here I have taken the and condition, and the email id of this vendor is this. Okay, but we don't have email id inserted in our table record. So you can see here there is no email id for this. Okay, so that's why he didn't get to able to display to the vendors. So why the email id is not being inserted while adding the product? So let's check that in product, add product page. So here in this add product page, add product, while adding here, so the session of admin. Okay, I have to change here. It's a session of admin. We have changed all the session where admin is there. So we have to make it user name because we have taken the session with the name username. So I'm just copying it, stopping it, and pasting it here. Paste. Save. Now let's run it. If now that vendors will add a new product, then it will going to display there in their vendors panel. So let's check it. So let's log in. Let's add product for this vendor. Let's check we have any image for the speaker. Speaker. So let's check this speaker. Let's add. Can see the product has been added by the vendors. Now let's move to the home page of vendor. So it's a name, that is the vendor home page, sorry, admin home. So let's redirect here where it will display the product which is added by the vendor. So now it has taken the email ID as well as the role ID for that vendor which has been added a new product in our database. So let's refresh the database. As we don't have any option to refresh here, we need to close it and take it again. Here you can see the email ID has been added. So now if we add here as well the email ID for this product, then we can see two products for this vendor. Okay, so let's see. Let's just refresh this page, remove this breakpoint, continue. We are able to see this both product. Now this vendors can update this product. No other product is we will going to able to update because no other product will going to display here because given the that query that based on the email ID as the role ID, then it is going to display those product for that respective vendors. But admin can edit any product because admin can able to see all the products which has been added in this project because he is an administrator, right? He has all the rights. So here that's it for the vendors here, and you can log out. So that's it here for the vendors. But one functionality we still need to add, that when normal user is registered to this project and when he contact to the administrator to make him as a vendors, then admin should have a page where he can able to add that vendor, that user as a vendor. So that functionality is still remaining, so we will going to see in the next video. So that's it for today. I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching.